Hey, this is Ben Solomon, and welcome to this episode of the Techno Leadership Show. And here we are, start of the season 6, a season where I would like to cover a lot of the trouble that we go through when we are hoping to go upgrade from technical or engineering roles into management. And one of the basic things that we need to understand is that it is a career shift as such. And one of the big issues that I personally faced, and I see so many people, whether in my own personal life, friends, colleagues, people that I've worked with and helped with, family members who are in the engineering and IT space and technology space, everyone initially, till they break through and get this mind shift change, struggle with this. It is the most frustrating thing, and something that I've myself dealt with over 12 years ago now, is applying for job after job after job without getting any response or any interviews. Obviously, if you don't get a response, you're not getting an interview. So it was very frustrating at that stage because I knew I had the strengths to be able to go into management. I had done a master's degree in management, and especially in technology and engineering management. So I knew I had the underlying knowledge to be able to translate into skills. Yet, after application and almost 5-6 years of experience, or actually more experience as a technical engineer in a variety of areas, not just siloed in. I had a good general experience and expertise that I could bring in and manage the whole operation of technology, but couldn't make it. And the reason I figured after the fact, and this is when I started doing building a business on the side, and I had virtual assistants helping me as contractors with the business, which meant I was leading them, doing management there. But the thing that I realized as I was going through a lot of courses and trying to understand sales, marketing, psychology, and things like that, is that when we send in a cover letter, that is our marketing piece. It is presenting ourselves, our strengths, our skills, our experience in a light that will add value to that organization. That was one of the dots. And then the other thing that came into my cognition as such was I am writing to people who are not technical people. I'm either writing to an HR person or a senior leader in the organization who doesn't really understand technology or engineering. Their role is leadership. They might have come from other parts of the company. They might have come from a sales background. They might have come from a financial background, all of those things. Which means what I present has to be in a format that they can understand, and they can understand the benefit of giving me an interview and potentially employing me, so that the weight of managing the technology and IT or engineering aspect of the business is taken off their shoulders. That's usually at the point at which they look for a delegate, a manager, to take over that area. In a huge organization, you might have a CIO, you might have a CTO who manage the engineering side and the infrastructure side, and you might be writing to them. But even these people may not always be from a technology background. They could be people who've come from an HR background, a sales background, or professional management. They've done an MBA or whatever and gone as professional managers. They understand the big picture of technology, engineering, and how it plays a part in the organization, but they do not understand the specifics. And us telling them that, we are experts in this and this technology is not going to help them. They are focused on that and they go, you're good at this, but you're not good at this technology that we use in the organization, without understanding that if we understand the fundamentals and the principles of this particular technology, we can transfer that across to the other technology. So to write to that audience, when you understand the audience and what their pain points are, what they are looking for someone to take the burden from them is, that mindset, then you can write to that. And you can write to the point of how all the experience that you have from a technical standpoint, an engineering standpoint, and any leadership, like if you've done leadership in the form of being part of committees in a sporting organization, or you've been a captain or vice captain of a sporting team, you would have led people. So you can bring those bits and pieces, the experience that you've had, into a cohesive story that helps people who are reading your cover letter to go, yes, this person seems like they'd be a right fit for the organization and for the role. Let's give them an interview. So that is where we've got to start with, looking at who's putting out the role, who's the contact person, and then writing our cover letter, putting all our true strengths and unique skills and abilities that we have in a manner that they can see as a return on investment and the ability for them to delegate and have a weight lifted off their shoulder. So if you can show your value, the package, a combination of value that you bring in that light, you are higher likely to get the interview. And then once you get the interview, obviously you'd have to sell yourself as the best person for the role, if you are the best person for the role. That's the thing you've got to think of. Before you even apply for a role, you want to, one, understand yourself, understand your strengths, your skills, all of that, and how that is valid for the role. Then you need to look at the company. Because the thing is, let's say you're going into an engineering manager or a tech manager role in a small company, you're required to probably do a bit of management as well as technical work. Whereas if you go to a big company, your role is going to be more a professional manager. With your team, you need to learn to delegate. So you can't be micromanaging there. So these all different skills, your strengths, weaknesses, skills that you've picked up, you need to be able to look at that context and package it correctly. And if you're applying for the wrong role for you, it's not going to be of benefit to you or to the company. So you need to work up towards that. In some cases, you might, yes, there is that thing of, oh, how will I get the skills if I don't get the job? So you started a smaller business or smaller company that gives you that 50-50 opportunity of being able to do management as well as technical work, and then use the skills that you gain in managing people, managing finances, managing the technology aspect of that small business, and you go into a bigger business, managing probably the infrastructure, managing the development team, managing the engineering team as such. And then from there, go sideways across into a bigger leadership role. So there are stages and steps that you can take to ease yourself, build up skills while you're still in those roles and earning good money as well. So basic things to think about is, who are you? What are your strengths, your unique strengths, because everyone has unique strengths? What are your life experiences, work as well as otherwise, that add to this package? And what are the skills that you've gained from all the education that you've done, all the work that you've done? All these three form the you, that's your strengths and your persona that you are going to be at the work that you're doing. Once you understand you, the next stage of that is understanding the business that you're applying for. The next stage of it is understanding the role that you're applying for in this specific business. So you need to understand what the business is, how they're adding value in the marketplace, and what your role is going to be in supporting that value add in the marketplace. So you can tie who you are, the skills, strengths, everything into how you'll add value in that organization so that they can continue to add value to their customers, and they get a return on investment in investing in you as a staff member in their organization. Once you understand those two aspects, you translate that into a narrative that you can use in your cover letter of how you will be of value to that organization with everything that you have, your unique strengths, skills, knowledge, understanding of the industry, all of that to that business so that you can add value there. And when an HR person or a C-level executive, a director looks at it, they look at it from the business perspective and go, this person understands what we want. Let's give them an interview. And after that, there's the interview and you go ahead to win the role, hopefully. So that's the thing you've got to think of. If you're struggling at the moment to get positive replies or an interview, this is probably an area that you are lacking at the moment. And it's something to look at and consider from the perspective of someone sitting on the other side of the table. As someone who has had the opportunity to, learn by making mistakes as a technical professional, and having sat on the other side of the table as a tech manager and a tech director, I have seen both sides of the picture, and this is what I've learned from it. This is what has been reinforced, and this is also what I look for when I am recruiting staff members. So hopefully that helps you out. If you like this episode, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button so that you're notified of future episodes as they are released. I wish you all the best in your journey as a tech professional, manager, and leader. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Take care. Have a good day.